Hello everyone, my name is Shasha and in this video I'm going to talk about my February reads as well as monthly TBR for March. So the first book that I read in the month of February was First Love by Ivan Turgenev. Personally, I am not a big fan of reading romance, but when I read this book, even though this was a romance book, the ending was not perfect. What I mean by that is, when I do read romance, I want my main characters to have some sort of a happy ending by the end of the book. In this book, the so called happy ending did not take place, and I give this book a 4 stars. Reason being, this book felt extremely real. A lot of us fell in love for the very first time, and more often than not, the first love is often incomplete or breaks our heart. But when we look back, when we are old, when we look back at it, we probably draw some conclusions, we probably have some learnings, and this is what this book felt like. The main character was looking back at his past, and it just feels beautiful. Even though this is pretty sad for me to say, but this book felt beautiful, even though it was not intended to be a happy book. The protagonist, the male protagonist, fell in love with the female protagonist, and they did not have a happy ending. It just felt extremely raw, and like I said, beautiful is the word I would like to describe this book as. The second book that I read in February was Schoolgirl by Osamu Dazai. Apparently, there is this game called Silent Hill F, and when I was reading Schoolgirl, I could draw a lot of parallels between Schoolgirl as well as Silent Hill F, and it felt like some sort of deja vu that I was experiencing while reading that book. I would give this book a 4 stars out of 5. The reason being, the female main character made some, let's say, irrelevant comments about other women's choices, and it felt pretty odd. I just felt like the book was going very, very well, but that comment made it pretty hard to give this book a 5 star. The third book that I had picked for this month was Blue Bamboo, Japanese Tales of Fantasy by Osamu Dazai again, and I DNF'd it. If someone asks me, why did you DNF that book? I would say I don't have a pretty solid reason. Apparently, it had few short stories, and I read two of them. I felt a dread when I was reading this. I felt like if I finish this book and if I continue reading this book, I'm gonna get into a reading slump, because, first of all, I was not enjoying this book at all, and secondly, why not DNF it? Before reading this book, I always had this mindset that if I pick a book, I will have to finish it for the sake of I read this book. But now I realize that life is too short to read a book that you don't like. So apparently I DNF'd it. And do I have any regrets when I DNF'd it? No. Apparently I picked 3 books max to read in a particular month, but I ended up reading a graphic novel as well. It is called The Girl from the Sea by the author named Knox Ostergard. It was a cutesy sort of sapphic romance. I don't have much to talk about when it comes to this graphic novel. All I can say is it was cute and I enjoyed it. So, 5 stars from my side to this book. More often than not, I read almost 2 3 books altogether, because that's just how I read. I just can't stick to one book at a time. Let's say that I'm a mood reader. So during February, I kept on reading a book called The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and I didn't think I would enjoy this book that much, but this was a fantastic read. Even though I have not finished it, so far I have read 300 pages and I didn't think I would enjoy it this much, but I am loving it so far. This has 2 more books. this is a series called Millennium. This has 2 more books, and let's see if I end up loving it or not. So far so good, but let's see how it goes. I will surely make a video about it. I love this book so far. So that was all for the month of February, and now I would like to talk about the March TBR. Apparently, March is going to be about women's rights, everything about women, because on 8th it is International Women's Day. So I picked up feminist books. So the first one is going to be Convenience Store Woman by Sayaka Murata. The second one is gonna be Kim Jiyoung, born 1982 by Nam-Joo. And I've heard that this book started the 4B Korean movement. So I'm very, very curious to read this book. The third one is gonna be Briefly a Delicious Life by Nell Stevens. So this was all that was there to talk about in this video, and I really liked making this video. So I will see you in the next one.